What comes to mind when you hear the word millionaire? If your answer leans towards flashy cars, designer clothing, and endless luxury vacations, then a small minority of social media millionaires known for creating such content are likely influencing you. They represent less than 1% of the total number of millionaires around the world. So, what does the other 99% of the world's millionaires look like? The answer may just surprise you. Taking a trip to any of the wealthiest cities in the world, such as New York, Tokyo, San Francisco, London, Hong Kong, Toronto, or Paris, would open your eyes to the reality of millionaires. Most people in these cities wear pretty average-looking clothes, drive average cars, and live away from all the glitz and glamour despite these cities having the most millionaires in the world. Now, the question is, if most millionaires are not squandering their money on supercars, designer clothing, and endless luxury vacations, what exactly are they spending their money on? In this video, we'll cover how millionaires spend their money, and if you're new to the channel, welcome to Blue Chip Mindset, the winning mindset for success. If you enjoy the video, or learn something new, please give it a like. According to estimates, there are currently around 62 million millionaires and approximately 2,600 billionaires worldwide. While one may argue that reaching the iconic billion-dollar wealth mark is almost impossible, becoming a millionaire is a much easier feat. After all, there are 62 million of them in the world. So, you too can become a millionaire, build on your millions, and create generational wealth for yourself and your family. But how is this done, you may be wondering? First off, you have to earn more than your basic needs. You can do that by upskilling yourself, working multiple jobs simultaneously, or starting a part-time business while working your primary job. The next step involves investing any extra cash into stable stocks and businesses. As your investments yield profits, continue reinvesting these earnings instead of spending them. Over time, you will make a profit not just on your initial investment, but also on your accumulated interest. This is known as compound interest. According to Albert Einstein, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Now, the question is it really that simple? Is that all stable millionaires have been doing for decades? Is this the only thing keeping them rich, despite all the turmoil and changing economic and political conditions worldwide? The simple answer is yes. Warren Buffett, who could easily afford to live anywhere in the world, lives in his decades-old 5-bedroom house in Omaha. He purchased the house in 1958 for $31,500. He doesn't own or drive multiple cars. He mostly likes eating at home or burgers from McDonald's, and has almost all of his wealth invested in the stock market. The same is the case with the relatively new business and world sensation Mr. Beast, who, at the time of making this video, currently has 232 million subscribers on YouTube. According to Mr. Beast, he invests everything back into his videos and other businesses that revolve around his brand. This has allowed him to grow his business and YouTube channel to astronomical heights, and he could become one of the wealthiest men in the world during the next few years. While these are extreme examples, the underlying concept is similar for millionaires. You simply cannot create generational wealth by earning money. You have to invest. The sooner and the more you start investing, the quicker and the more certain you will become a millionaire. Now, let me give you 7 essential spending habits of millionaires that you can adapt today to start your journey towards wealth creation. Number 1, avoid debt. As Benjamin Franklin once said, rather go to bed without dinner than to rise in debt. Dodging debt is a great habit that helps with your overall financial picture. Paying interest on credit card payments, expensive cars, and other unnecessary expenses is a big no-no for smart millionaires. This allows them to stay free of the burden of debt. Yes, some debt is good, but it is not for 98% of people. So avoid any debt at all costs. Number 2, don't buy new cars annually. Have you ever noticed that car companies introduce new car models every year? Yet, many of the models don't come with any significant upgrades or styles. This is nothing but a marketing ploy to get your hard-earned money. Millionaires avoid falling into this trap. In fact, would you believe that 37% of millionaires buy their cars used? Not only that, but the top 2 most popular car brands driven by millionaires are not Mercedes or BMW, but in fact Toyota and Honda. Number 3, take advantage of employee benefits. Why pay for things that you're entitled to receive for free? Millionaires take advantage of every opportunity to save money. And if you have any brains, you take your employer's free stuff too. For example, many employers offer dollar-for-dollar matching on a 401k, which is free money. So, take full advantage of that if available to you. Before we move on to the next tip, if you're enjoying the video so far, or have learned something new, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you aboard. Number 4, avoid trying to keep up with the Joneses. Lifestyle inflation is a significant reason why many people never become rich and are broke by retirement. Millionaires don't play this game. For example, if you see a colleague buy a new car, good for them. Don't rush out to buy a new one too, when you already have one that is more than reliable. If you see your best friend buy a new iPhone and yours works perfectly fine, then keep the one you currently have. Avoid trying to keep up with the Joneses, and your finances will thank you years later. Number 5, utilize tax deductions. Millionaires annually utilize tax deductions. While you may speak the poor man's lingo and complain about how the rich get away with not paying any taxes, they would be foolish to do so when the laws allow them to claim tax deductions. Once you earn considerable money from your employment, business, or investments, hire a competent accountant to help you navigate the tax laws and save you thousands and sometimes millions through tax deductions. Number 6, invest, invest, and invest. As I mentioned before, millionaires prioritize investing. So much so that an estimated 90% of millionaires are invested in real estate alone. And if real estate is not your cup of tea, then you can easily invest in the stock market as Warren Buffett does. The great thing about investing in stocks is that you don't need to pick individual stocks if you lack knowledge about them. You can invest in something called the S&P 500 Index, which is a collection of the 500 biggest companies in the United States. And based on historical data, you can expect to double your investment within 7 to 8 years, or you can invest in other safe investment opportunities such as bonds. Of course, to be on the safe side, you should do your own research before investing in anything. Number 7, keep track of your expenses. Millionaires are very strict about where they spend, and they can trace back all of their expenses. They treat their personal budget like a corporate entity, where everything needs to be meticulously noted and budgeted. This habit enables them to track and trace expenses, plan more effectively for the future, and eliminate unnecessary costs. By adopting this approach, you can gain greater control over your finances, leading to more informed and strategic financial decisions. If you want to learn more about personal finance and wealth creation, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and turn on all notifications. Until next time.